Prettyblood is a fetish show. I believe there are two markers you have to note and look for if you believe a show is fetish based. One is how much does the presumed fetish appear in the story, and two, does it serve any narrative purpose? A solid example of this is pork chop and flat screen. I assume that the characters being hit in the genitals is a fetish because it happens at least twice in every episode. Most of the jokes relate to exactly that, and joke-wise he's been doing it for over a decade, so even if it was funny initially, the joke has been reused so many times that it doesn't make any sense, because by episode 3 we get it. Prettyblood falls into this category and then some, as Rennie always tortures adults and children in creative though consistent ways. Storyline wise, we only need to see her doing this once for a little while, and then imply that it's happening off screen to understand the horror of what she's doing. But if there's a torture scene, we always see it even though we don't need to. Plus, the exact same effect could have been done by showing that Rennie ties people up in her basement, and then showing that she tortures them with a knife, for example. Rennie also always uses weird, complex machines like the Butt Slapper 9000 used on Elma, which is also used on some other rabbit character before Red Snow. A lot of these scenes last for a very long time too. I mean, the blood and copper suffocation scene lasts for a straight up minute, and it has some of the most expressive animation and best sound design. Scenes like this heavily bog down the show pacing wise for no good reason, since they're not scary and overall they change nothing. Again, in that copper and balloon scene, they're supposed to die, but the same thing could have been more shocking if Rennie just blew both their heads off. Because of this, it's clear to me that the author is using Rennie to live out his odd fetish, and what cements this fully is that Rennie herself has a fetish for torturing people. This isn't necessary since what Rennie is doing is already disturbing enough, and it could have worked the exact same way or been more disturbing if we didn't know why she was doing it. And even if you wanted to keep her having this fetish, you could decide to not joke about it so much, as if it's something normal, or not to also give other characters the same inclination. To prove my assumption with a little evidence, according to this video that a person in my Terrible Mouse comment section made, the guy clearly created freaking material to enjoy that's not even YouTube friendly. They'll take this with a grain of salt. And of course, with the recent drama, we all know that this is 100% true. Good job BP Productions for calling this out earlier, a year early by the way, which is kind of crazy. Good job, dude. This is the biggest problem with the show because it happens so often that you'll eventually be desensitized to it, and any possible horror or gross out feelings you'd have dissipates.